Hello everyone, this is the Crimson Cure, welcoming you to the Crimson Tower, a place where we keep a feminine foot on the neck of the gynocracy, feminism, and black male misandry. So go ahead, pull up a chair, stay a while, and listen. Hey, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. We're going to go ahead and get right on into the topic, but first, a word from our sponsor.
This is A-Game. Fast acting, long lasting, with no side effects.
And it is a whole bunch of women that only love men for what they can do for them. And I'm gonna be real. I'm not gonna cap. That kind of love is the most basic kind of love that women have. And because a lot of women don't mature past their teenage years, they don't actually get to mature that kind of love. That's our base love. When we first start loving a man, that's the first thing that we love about him. What he's doing for me. That's the first thing we love about him. What did he do? What did he do for me? But the thing that a lot of you ladies miss is that love is supposed to evolve past that level. That's that entry level love. Y'all got entry level love. See, we supposed to have CEO love. You doing mailroom love. Okay? Loving him because he came into your life and benefited you in some type of way. That's level 1. And that's the most base type of love that women actually experience. And we experience love like that because we experience the world internally. First things affect us and then it go out. So our viewpoint is selfish. It is selfish. We live our lives selfishly. And I'm not really necessarily saying that as a bad thing. It's just that we experience our lives from inside out, not outside in. So we come to value people in our lives based on how we benefit from them versus how we don't benefit from them. And then it starts from there. But that's that base kind of love, the base love. When I first got married, I didn't really love him because he hadn't done anything. And I didn't really know him. Once we started living together and, he was being my husband, I began to love him. What did I first love? The fact that he was taking care of me as my husband. That's what I loved. I didn't know enough about him to start transferring that into loving who he is as a man and as a person. That's the next level. You're supposed to go from loving what he do for you to loving him. That's level 2. Okay? Because then that love becomes something external and not just focused internally on you. You begin to be able to focus the love externally. This is where you get reciprocity, ladies. And this is why a lot of y'all ladies do not do reciprocity in relationships, because you never come to level 2 of love. You stay at level 1, which doesn't allow for reciprocity. You are just receiving. Once you get to level 2 and you start loving that man because of who he is as a person, who he is as a man, then you begin to want to reciprocate it because you want to give him what he's giving you. You want to make him feel as good as he's making you feel. Okay? Level 3, because level 2 still has an element of selfishness in it, right? Level 3 of love is loving him even when, or giving to him even when you are not receiving anything from him. One way. Doing something for him when it doesn't mean you get something back. Helping him when it doesn't help you. That's level 3. Level 4 is I ain't got no catchy name for it. But level 4 is when you love him for the pleasure of Allah. You love him whether you with him or not, whether he do anything for you or not. Y'all can divorce and you will still love him for the pleasure of Allah. You love him with a higher sense of love that doesn't have anything to do with you or him. Okay? So women have levels to love, how we love, what we love. And a lot of women stay stuck at level 1. I love what he do for me. I'm not necessarily loving him. I'm loving the benefit that I get out of him. If he stops benefiting me, I no longer love him. That's why it's level 1. And that is why a lot of men be like, women don't know how to love. Because they've never experienced a woman to reach level 2 or 3. Especially not level 4. They've only seen women operate at level 1. So a lot of men came to the conclusion that women don't know how to love because their level 1 is not like that. Male level 1 is loving you for you. Because he's experiencing the world externally. He goes outside in, not inside out. So he starts loving you because he loves you. And then he starts level 2 for him is actually the inverse. He loves what you do for him. Because now you're at a point he feel like you're reciprocating things to him. So first he loved you because he loved you. And then he loved what you do. If you're doing things for him, if you're benefiting him in some way. Okay? So men's levels of love are actually different than women. Okay? This is what I would wager that men love harder than women. Because they get to, I love her for who she is first. They get there first. They get there before we get there. We got to go through levels first. Well, what'd you do? Now, okay, now you're doing stuff for me. Now I love you. Which is interesting because women actually fall in love. Men choose who to love. But this is probably why they love harder. Because they actually choose the woman and say, I want to love her. I want to love her. Women, we don't actually choose that. We just fall. We actually fall in love. Because if a man come and starts doing for us, that actually inspires the first part of love for us. The first part, it inspires it. Oh, he do stuff for me. Ooh. So we get intrigued by that. Like, ooh. He do stuff. So with my first husband, I fell in love with him. He chose from the outset to love me. Okay, he chose to love me. I actually remember the very first time he said, I love you. I was taken aback by it. I'm like, oh, you love me? He's like, yeah, I love you. Oh, you got that pretty fast. Okay. Got you. And that is how I actually began to understand the levels of love, because that long relationship actually taught me how to love beyond the first stage, which is I love how he benefit me. Right? I had to come past that first stage. I love how he benefit me. Then I began to love him for him. I began to learn who he was as a man, why he did things he did, his background, all of these different things. And I began to love that. So then I began to reciprocate the love at that point. I reached level 3 with him. I actually reached level 4 with him. I reached level 3 with him where I would do things for him without any reciprocity to me. That's how him getting sick taught me level 3. That I would do things for him that I didn't benefit, and it actually was a hardship for me. So that's how I learned level 3. I would go through hardship now for him, to his benefit and to his benefit alone. Okay? That's how I'm talking from experience. I learned that. Being with him taught me what I would do for love. How to love. What I'm gonna do. When the going get tough, I'm gonna leave. Right? Because he could no longer benefit me. He got to a point where he could not benefit me in the way that he was when we first got married. He couldn't do it. He stopped being able to work. He stopped being able to pull in money. We stopped being able to go places. We stopped being able to have things. There was at one point he couldn't pay bills. Like we were on the verge of getting put out. Had to borrow money, all this other kind of stuff. Right? So he stopped being able to really benefit me in the same manner that he was benefiting me before. And I didn't leave, which actually taught me the other level of love. Okay? So like I said, him getting sick actually taught me level 3. Doing things for him that not only didn't benefit me, but that were hardships to me, and he benefited from it. Taking care of all his medications, taking care of the medical procedures. There was at one point he was doing dialysis at home. I had to learn how to work the machine, learn the dosages, learn the procedure, learn how to hook him up, learn how to drain him down, I had to learn that. Okay? After so many years of that, I got to level 4. I would have loved him had we stayed together or had we not. And I loved him for the pleasure of Allah. I loved him because Allah loved him. Highest form of love. Right?
Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.